Lakers fans, I'm sorry, but please stop coping. The Lakers had a huge chance today to stop the bleeding and take their first home win of this series, and they crumbled bad. I mean, we're talking about Bruce Brown being the one to put the dagger in them. Like, that is terrible. The craziest part is that you could argue that the Nuggets did it today without Jokic. With Jamal Murray again playing his ass off, putting up 37 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, we will get to his second half / fourth quarter performance because it was interesting. But for now, when you talk about Jamal Murray and just his overall first half performance, because he's been shooting at a high rate from 3 and also putting up almost 50% shooting from the field. Overall, just insane. I feel like he's still being underappreciated when it comes to your casual NBA fan. I feel like no one really gives him the credit he still deserves. I mean, the fact that this guy ended the game with 37 points while shooting 2 for 9 in the entire second half should show you how good he was. Even though he had a bad second half, he was still very effective and pushed his team in the very beginning and gave them the energy that they needed. And if I'm the Nuggets, I'm not upset that Jamal Murray really had a bad second half, because the main adjustment that the Lakers made was them trying to guard Jamal Murray, was trying to stop him from being what he was in the entire first half, which was a killer on the offensive end. And at the same time, after the Lakers made that adjustment, after they started guarding up on Jamal Murray way harder, Jokic turned up. Jokic, who was terrible in the first half, terrible might be a lot, but wasn't good in the first half, was him in the second half. He started turning up, started scoring, doing what Jokic really does. With him starting the game in foul trouble, I really didn't know where the game was going to go. I thought maybe we were going to see Jokic crumble. Jamal Murray might have like a mediocre game and that the Lakers would take their first game at home, but no, it was the complete opposite. Jamal Murray actually crumbled in the second half while Jokic crumbled in the first, and then they just swapped on the half that they were good in. Like, it was amazing to see. Now, I also want to say, I know I'm only talking about Jamal Murray and Jokic, but the Nuggets are a team. I mean, you have every guy on this team who's going out and doing their thing, being effective on the offensive and defensive end. They are the reason why they are good. It's not just 2 guys that are doing good. It's not just Jamal Murray and Jokic. It is the entire team that is really effective, and I love seeing that. That's why I love seeing teams like the Miami Heat do so good this year, because it's not only Jimmy Butler, it's not only Bam Adebayo, but it's these role players who are stepping up and being so effective. It's what I love about the game of basketball. I love to see it. A perfect example for this is Bruce Brown, who didn't really have an effective first half because mainly you're feeding the guy Jamal Murray, who's having the best first half. You know, you're feeding him, you want him to do good. But when Jamal Murray's kind of started to drop off in the second half, Bruce Brown stepped up and he hit some big shots that were really effective and really helped out this team. He also did great on the defensive end. I mean, he stepped up for the team. We need to talk about the Lakers. And I don't like talking about the Lakers because I feel like they still get talked about more than the Nuggets, even though they are down 0-3 right now in this series. And we'll get more into that conversation later in the video. But for right now, everyone is talking about D'Angelo Russell and how he's basically been loading this entire series. And it's understandable. I mean, he's been shooting 18% from 3. Also, not to mention a lot of very questionable moves by Darvin Ham and his rotation and his lineups. And I hate bringing up coaches when a team is down like this, because I feel like a lot of the time coaches just get scapegoated very easily. And that's just how it goes. I mean, we saw it this year with Monty Williams. I would say Doc Rivers, but he really did deserve that. But at the same time, it's like the Lakers fired Frank Vogel, who won a championship with them and who I feel like was doing a pretty good job. I feel like the only reason why they fired him was because him and Russell Westbrook really didn't get along. But now that Russell Westbrook is gone, you just fired your championship winning head coach. For what? For what? Not saying Darvin Ham isn't a good coach. I feel like he could be very effective for other teams, but this Lakers team, not the best. I mean, putting in D'Angelo Russell in the second half was a crazy move. Other than that, though, Anthony Davis had a great game, which due to his track record, it looks like he'll be having a very shitty game for his next one. So yeah, that was a waste of an Anthony Davis game. But if that's actually how Anthony Davis is, like if he doesn't have a good next game, the Nuggets are taking the sweep, because LeBron cannot stay off that damn 3-point line, shooting up his fucking 3-19 3-point attempts. That shit is atrocious. There is something wrong with this Lakers team. It is crazy. They got a lot of shit to figure out. I'm also just really underwhelmed with the Western Conference Finals this year. I mean, over in the East, you have the Miami Heat, who have gone through one of the craziest and hardest playoff runs of all time. The 8th seed coming in from the play-in, beat the Bucks. You know, this crazy run. You have the Celtics, who are trying to go to their back-to-back finals appearance. They want their revenge. They want to get Jason Tatum his first ring. Jaylen Brown get a ring. I mean, you know, the whole Celtics idea. And then over in the West, you have the Nuggets, who we all know have been struggling to really make a good, solid run in the playoffs, at least since the bubble was a thing. Jokic, who could win his first ring, that would arguably put him in the top centers of the entire world. I mean, a back-to-back MVP and an NBA championship would not hurt your resume. And then you just have the Lakers. And it's like, yes, there is conversation around if they do make it all the way, but we know that they're not going to make it all the way. And I'm not saying that just because they're down 0-3 right now, but if you look at their entire playoff run, they beat the Grizzlies, who had an injured Steven Adams, and John Morant, who also injured his hand and was going through a lot of stuff with the entire thing that was happening with him. So they beat the Grizzlies. They go against the Warriors, who is basically just a Stephen Curry show, and then a bunch of players who are arguing and having a tough time with chemistry the entire time. And now they're here in the Western Conference Finals. And I don't like discrediting a team's run, because I feel like you still have to make it to the Western Conference Finals. They still put in that work. They deserved it. They still deserve that spot. But me personally, I would rather see an Oklahoma City Thunder versus Denver Nuggets Western Conference Finals. I would rather see that. Like, I'm being so dead ass, I would genuinely enjoy that more. I would like to see an Oklahoma City Thunder versus Miami Heat NBA Finals. That's what I want to see. I'm a big underdog fan, by the way. Also, it is insanely sad that the Nuggets will never get credit they deserve for being a good team unless they win a championship. We have seen this their entire playoff run. We saw them against the Timberwolves, which they did get credit for being a good team in that series. I will give them that. But in the Sun series, it was the entire, oh my God, what is Phoenix going to do now? How will they build around Kevin Durant? Which I will put myself in that category. I was more on the Sun side and more focused on the Suns and what they will do rather than the Denver Nuggets actually beating them. I apologize. I'm sorry, Denver. I'm sorry, Jokic. My bad. But now with the Lakers series, it is all about LeBron. Go through Bleacher Report tweets during a Nuggets versus Lakers game. You will throw up. It is disgusting. The Nuggets were up by like 10 and Bleacher Report tweets out a picture of LeBron giving a thumbs up. That is disgusting. That is crazy activity. And if we see the Nuggets go up against the Celtics in the finals, all it'll be is like, oh, Jason Tatum's going to win his first ring. How are the Celtics going to get past this? What are the Celtics going to do? If they go up against the Miami Heat, it'll be more about the Miami Heat and their crazy run and how they've gone from play-in to NBA Finals, which I understand that conversation a lot more than the Celtics versus Nuggets conversation being heavily biased towards the Celtics. I feel like until the Nuggets actually go up and win a championship is when they will get the respect they deserve. And I mean, that's how the Nuggets themselves feel. That's how their coach feels. I mean, it's just disgusting to see. They've been a great team the entire season. They're #1 seed for a reason. Jokic, we can argue about the MVP thing. We can argue about the MVP. I don't like bringing it up because it's not a postseason award, but damn, it looks crazy now that it went to Joel Embiid. That is crazy. With that being said, if you guys all enjoyed, I'm sorry if the video was a little short or if I sounded a little bit weird. I'm suffering from this damn allergy season right now. But if you did enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. Click the video up on the screen if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys all next video. Later.